Welcome to Sage Sisters. We are sisters, besties, moms, and co-founders having a fun catch-up on parenting and life. Hey, I'm Ann.
And I'm Kate. Welcome to Sage Sisters. Hi, Ann.
How are you today? We're rolling. We right before we pushed record, Kate did a huge sigh, and I was like, "Oh, are you okay? Do you need a minute?" And you were like, "Your vibes are weird. Let's roll." And I was like, "My vibes? I was just checking on you with that weird sigh."
No, all morning you've been chirping.
What? I have actually been in a lovely mood.
Okay. Well, good. We'll reset here. Sister reset. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, we're good.
Remind me I won't check on you when you have a huge sigh. Oh.
No, this started because I was looking at the pod prep doc and I was like, oh, I don't see your obsession. And you were like, oh, cool it. It's just up top. And I was like, I'm sorry. It goes in sequential order. I didn't see yours in here. Pardon moi.
Cool it's not used often enough, by the way.
I agree. Can we bring Cool It back?
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing it to my kids. Cool It.
Love Cool It. And it's also lighthearted. It's like, you know when you're behind somebody who stops at a stoplight and they don't know it's turned green and you want like almost a polite boop, 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 you know, instead of like a hard horn.
I've already said we need 2 horns.
Yeah.
We need a boopy horn and then a mad horn. It all sounds mad.
Yeah. And I was trying to use Cool It as a boop, 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 boop. It's up top, not like a, you know,
well, hold on. Table. I don't get it. When somebody boop boops you, you cool it or?
No, I think Cool It is also similar to a boop, 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 boop. It's not serious. You know, it's like, oh, cool it. It's up at the top instead of like a, you know, angry response. I thought cool it was chill.
I guess, you know, it depends on the tone. I could see myself with my kids giving it a cool it, like a
too hard,
little aggressive version. But I agree. It's got more boop, boop energy.
Yeah, that's all I meant.
All right. Speaking of boop, boop energy, what's your or why don't you tease the topic first and then we'll get into it.
Well, we a couple podcasts ago had talked about AI companions and we got a lot of responses with people like saying it was one of our best episodes. They just like the topic. It's hot right now, if you will.
Trending.
It's on everybody's mind. And so we had said that we should do a follow-up to AI and how it's changing jobs for us and for our kids, like what we should be thinking about for their future of, you know, careers, what will exist 20 years from now, 15 years from now, 5 years from now because of AI. So we are going to tackle that topic today. Yeah.
All right. I'm excited. Actually, I was at a dinner last night, which I'll talk about at my high, but this just came up organically. So I was kind of getting their feedback on it too, which was fun. So.
I love it. Well, do you want to start with your high then?
Sure. First and foremost, the most important thing, I am no longer Kate. I have a completely new persona because I got tip nails for the first time. Have you ever done this?
Yes, I have. You're like Kate 2.0. Are you already Kate 2.0? Now you're 3.0?
You know what I am? This is Katya.
Oh, my. Yes, you're right. Katya clicks her nails.
She has more of a little... I have a new persona with these nails. So I wasn't planning. I was going to get my nails done because we have the school auction next week. And one of my lows is just to get glam ready. Well, just glam ready is a Olympic sport now. But anyways, I was like, okay, I got to go get my nails done and my toes for the auction. And Grace, you know how the kids all want the long nails?
Yes. Yeah.
She's been begging. She wanted it on her Christmas list. And I was like, honey, you play sports. So for months, she was like, when sports are over, can I please get long nails? Can I please get long nails? And I bought myself time, as you do when you're a mom, and you go, sure, when sports are done. And I'm thinking sports are never going to be done.
Yeah. Anyways, all of a sudden you found yourself with a lull.
I got a little lull. So she was just ready to pounce. And she was like, is it tip time? Is it going to get the tips? And I was
You let Grace get tip nails?
Yep.
Oh, don't show Lola. Do not show Lola. She will want
Grace has an entirely new personality also, by the way.
What's her name?
You should have seen it. I don't know.
Grace Ella or something?
Something. I mean, diva, whatever the diva version of Grace is. You should have seen her. She's just...
Oh, I can only imagine. Well, for all of you who don't watch the pod or see a clip of this, you have long, red, shiny nails.
Okay. And I'll give a shout out to my friend Jennifer. I saw her on Saturday when the girls were doing volleyball together and she had her nails done. And like, I don't even know. I have not even painted my nails in 6 months.
Right.
And they're short and round. And that's how I live my life.
That's how Kate was living. Katya
But
is here.
Jennifer was kind of my muse. She had almond-shaped long nails. It's
Almonds in.
giving very, like, to me, Kylie Jenner energy. You know?
It just looks like you're put together and like
No,
more
this is
put together than usual.
This isn't even put together. This is a
High maintenance mom.
something.
Yeah.
This is just so far from my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But anyways, I saw Jennifer's nails and I was like, she always looks stunning.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that in my little head, but I still wasn't thinking I was going to get tips. I was thinking I'm going to go just get a good mani.
Yeah.
And probably gel so it will last a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But Grace wanted the tips. And at the last second, I called an audible and I was like, tips, give me tips. It wasn't thought through. It wasn't. And then I sat there nervous. Yeah. Like I was like, ah. And I didn't know how they even did this because I didn't even know anything about tips. They glue on these crazy long ones.
Yeah. So you were nervous.
I was like, whoa. No. Like I want them like not very long. Mm-hmm. And the lady was like, cool it.
Yeah, cool it, lady. Bop. We're going to cut these down.
So anyways,
I love
very
it.
Fun.
Very fun. I usually will let, like when I was getting my nails done often, they would get long and then always one would break or something. So I would use a tip in that way. So
just like the one spare.
Like a filler to make sure they're all even. Those look fabulous. And your nails will grow under that. So like then when you take them off, you'll actually have longer nails, which is kind of fun.
It's just, I can barely type. I can barely live my life. I was trying to put makeup on today and I was like, like literally like stabbing myself. I don't know how to be Katya yet, but she's a vibe.
I don't know how people do it with longer nails than that. Cause yours are the perfect length. They're like a normal nail for someone who likes long nails. They're not like crazy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
This is like my life. It's like, I think this is so extreme and people with nails are like, are you joking?
Yeah.
But
anyways, well, I love them and I'm feeling it. You got lashes and nails. I don't recognize you.
Katya, she has both. She won't be here long. So enjoy her while you got her.
Yeah, get her while she's hot.
Okay, she'll only be hot for one brief moment of time, and then it's all going back to where it was.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
okay, what's your high?
My high was just my whole weekend. We had a fabulous weekend of fun where on Friday night we had a party with adults for a friend's birthday and they had a musician come. I can never say that. Magician, a magic person.
I didn't even, I was like, is it musician she's trying to say?
No, it's a magician. Magician.
Okay.
It was fabulous. When do you go to like a fun party like that? It was at their house. They hired this guy to come in. We dressed up.
Was he doing card tricks or what was the vibe?
Yeah, some card tricks. He did.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I sat right up front on the side. I could see some of his tricks. Like I don't know if it's just because Lola has a magic set. So now I'm starting to like know how things work. Mm-hmm. I was reading what he was putting out a lot, but it was so fun. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
So that was fun.
Anything like that just takes it up a notch,
100%.
You can have people over, but a magician for adults? Like,
magician, wave it in.
It's just so weird. It's like great.
Like martinis and magicians and a huge charcuterie. It's like, this is my favorite. Like she turned her whole island in a charcuterie. Like, that's like way my style. Loved it.
Yeah, totally.
And then on Saturday, only mistake is I didn't eat enough. I was chit chatty and had too many martinis. So Phil had to take me home at like 11. I didn't feel good.
Oh, you got sent home.
I got sent home. Anyways, and then he went back out, which I respect.
I need to learn the lingo, but there's a new way to ask for martini with ice chips in it. Do you know this? It's like skate or something like that.
Oh, I have heard of this, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
I need to learn because I'm into a filthy martini, blue cheese olives, but now I've even added ice chips.
Yeah, I like that.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Okay.
Well, then we had friends over, new friends. I was telling you I was inviting a new friend and her family over, and what a hit it was. We just, they came over for a dinner party, but you were saying we were meeting the husband and the kids, and they were so fun. The kids had a blast. Phil and the husband got along. My new friend and I had a blast. It was just like, it was gold.
He's got a new friend, everybody.
I know.
Slow clap.
Adult friends. Adult friends.
I will say I was worried because you came in hot that you really like this one, but I'm like, have you met the whole ecosystem? Have you met the family? What's the vibes? I was like, so many of mine have gotten close, but then we couldn't complete the circle.
Their son is 7, their oldest, so a little bit younger than Ace, but he came in talking trash in a sports way. It was like, oh, they're going to click. They were playing intense sports, like
Great.
all over the place.
Yeah. Vibes.
Lola was like babysitting the younger two in a way that she just felt old. So it was just everything worked. Everything worked. And to come to find out, they are also Survivor fans. So we like have new Survivor friends to talk about, like what's going on with the new season. I'm a little
embarrassed for us that this is going to be a new friend filter,
Do you or do you not like Survivor?
Yeah. Are you into reality TV competition shows? If not, okay. Listen, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
We can be close, but we can really be close. Like we already started a group chat about Survivor season 50.
Oh my God. Okay. Season 50 started last week. We got to spend some time talking about it. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm so pumped. Okay. Keep going. What? Okay.
Well, then I'll just yada, yada, yada the rest.
Okay.
I took the girls because I didn't feel good on Saturday morning to a new bagel shop that opened up. We had a great breakfast. Yeah. Lola had a gift card from Target from Nana over Christmas burning her pocket. So we took her, and they have the cutest.
No one's more relatable than Lola.
I know. I love her. But she was like, I've got $50 to spend, which is a lot of money. And Lily also had a gift card. So we went and she bought slime first, but it was like non-sticky slime. But then we just bought clothes. So I was like, okay, she got one little toy, which was perfect. And they had the cutest spring clothes out. So she was loving it. But then she got a toy. She needed a toy.
Well, you don't want them to be too old. It's her wanting to buy slime in some ways, all is right with the world.
And she sat outside on our back porch and played with slime all weekend. Like, she loves it.
They love the toys they buy more than the toys they're gifted.
Yeah, you're right.
Grace purchased roller skates herself. She's been saving her money. She bought roller skates. She's been on these things. I mean, this is the new hoverboard.
Yeah.
The whole weekend she was on roller skates.
Lola has roller skates too, and she loves them, and she wanted them badly. It's fun. Well, anyways, it was super cute. And then Lily, all she wanted was a stuffy Pluto because she's been into Mickey Mouse lately. So the little dog Pluto.
Yeah.
And goldfish. So she was like, I want goldfish and Pluto. That's it.
What?
And
she knows what she likes.
She's taken Pluto everywhere. Now Pluto licks you in the face in the morning. She, to wake you up. She comes down and pretends he's licking you. She's real cute.
Oh, she's so stinking cute.
Yeah.
Well, she's, when I was there last, she had to run and show me her big bluey.
Yeah. It's all stuffy.
Her sauce. Yeah. I know. Her stuffy obsession is really endearing.
It's cute. And she loves all of them equally. She just trades, so she still loves the other ones.
Yeah.
But we just have a favorite this week. So anyways.
I want to do a shout out too on my high. I mentioned it earlier, but yesterday it was like, I don't know, halfway through the day, I get a text message. Hey, you guys want to come over for dinner? We have no food. We're going to clear the fridge, but thought it would be fun because we haven't seen you in a bit.
Nice.
Like, this is like sort of to me, remember when I used to do like branded crappy dinner parties?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this vibe was just like last minute, hey, you want to just come over for dinner? It was so great.
I love
this. Was with a friend of mine from high school, actually lived in Danville. A friend from Evansville, Indiana.
Amazing.
Lives a mile from me in Danville, California. So anyways, we still hang out. He's great. His wife's amazing.
Was the spread good? Was it nice?
It was great. It was like perfect. They had like pasta, some ravioli, some chicken wings, a Caesar salad.
I love it.
She got like, everything you need. Weirdest, but I was like, perfect. I didn't care. I just wanted to see them, and we sat outside and had a great dinner and had some hilarious conversation, and it just was good for the soul.
I love it. Well, ours was I made braised short ribs and sourdough pizza crust for the kids. Fresh sourdough pizza crust for the kids, and a lovely charcuterie. Just real cash.
Just super cash. You're so cash. All right.
What's your low?
Well, Going glam's hard work, baby.
Yeah. On the wallet or what?
All time, wallet. I'm like, how do people do this for real? Like,
I
I'm doing this as a joke, like as a temporary blip in my life, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But just the lashes, the nails. I'm coordinating trying to get my hair. I need to get my roots done. I don't know. It's just like I got a full-time job trying to just look hot.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of curious to see how hot you could get. It's kind of like a little test. I mean, I might be disappointed if I did that, and then you get to the end and you're like, well, it didn't do that much.
I'm a little concerned, to be honest. My confidence is not like sky high here. It's like, sometimes it's like you don't want to do everything because then you're like, oh, well, I could have been hotter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you actually do all the things, then it is what it is.
Yeah. Then it's like you put your time and energy into it. I could always say like, I didn't have time to be hot,
Right. Yeah. So,
well, I always
anyways,
find it interesting when you hear like school moms talk about other moms, not in a bad way, but like, they're usually like, oh, so-and-so's mom is always put together. Like they look so good. And I'm like, you're saying this to me as if I'm not. So I guess I'm not in your eyes.
Right. You're relatable.
Truth hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I know. The other one I wanted to bring up, I mentioned Valentina, our family friend who has lived with us, moved away a couple weeks ago. We're sad about it. But also Val was my go-to babysitter when we needed it.
Yeah.
What an annoying mom task to find and tee up babysitters.
The worst. I put it up there with making dinner every night and coming up with the menu. It's just like, it's a lot.
It takes more time and effort than you think to get a babysitter teed up. It's like multiple threads. You got to be on it. You got to wheel and deal.
You got to compete with other people because they also are trying to babysit for other people. I don't know. It's a lot. We have a go-to babysitter that I'm obsessed with, but when she is not available, I really get like, oh no, I don't know. Is it worth it?
Put this on the mom burden though. I can't even fathom Chris being like, I'll take care of the babysitter. It's like he wouldn't even know where to begin. Anyways.
Yeah, I hate that. That's a low.
I did find one at the last minute, but I was stressing yesterday, like, oh crap, what if I can't find one? And we have this event. That's not a good feeling of like, shoot, I already teed up the thing.
Yeah.
What if I can't find one? And I had gone through like 4, 5, 6 people.
I get so jealous of our big sister and other people who have the parents nearby that are helpful parents nearby. It's just like always a good plan or backup plan. It's like we don't have that. So this stuff. All right, relatable.
Okay. Low.
My low is honestly, it's my personality. I try to be chill and not stressy. I just can't. I can't accomplish that. And I was trying to be so chill even on Saturday when we had people over, for instance. This is just one example.
Oh, yeah.
But like I had, the house was relatively clean and the kids were just playing throughout the day. It looked like garbage like an hour before we were having people come over in my eyes. And so I have to just, I go around like the psycho real, no one can know we live here type of vibes, it's just like, Birdie, the dog you're shedding, you're on the porch for a little bit. Lola, if I see one more slime thing, I said, put the slime away an hour ago, and it's just like constant. And then the second I look over, everything was clean. Our white couch ain't white anymore. That's another story, another day. But like all of a sudden there were strawberries that were like strawberry. Strawberry doesn't come out of a white couch. Strawberry juice. It was just like, come on, people. And then I can see Phil just looking at me like, can you just chill? Like, it's not that serious. You said you were going to be chill. Like you said, this is not a big deal.
You were trying to have crappy dinner party energy.
And I couldn't. I just couldn't.
You just couldn't. Yeah.
And
sometimes you got to be true to yourself though. Know thyself.
I know. But then I like afterwards went great. Everything was fabulous. And then I just think like, why did I need to be so stressy the last hour and a half? Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, but this is my personality. So it's a low.
I will say it was a new friend. Like presumably, let's say you're on hangout number 10.
Yeah, you're right.
But you were still trying to impress.
But not impress. That's the thing. Is like, I don't really care everybody knows I have kids, but I
Right.
really don't like a super messy house, even for my own sanity. So
Mhm.
it sends me over the edge. And then it's like at the end of the day, 20 years from now, when I'm looking back saying I missed when the kids were little, like I'm not going to remember the like stressy slime moments. I'm going to miss those. It's just like, I don't know. I just need to take
Mhm.
a chill pill, cool it.
Cool it, man. Cool it. It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard to get past yourself. Last week you made a mistake traveling because you always have travel issues and just
Yeah.
kind of a little sloppy when you're doing it yourself. You just can't
So
get past
sloppy.
yourself
No.
sometimes.
I've started saying this is a Steph Curry saying, like when he's so good, but Steph's gonna Steph. Like
Yeah.
when he just does something banana, Steph's gonna Steph. And that's a positive thing for him.
You said Kate's
But
gonna
I
Kate
do
last
Kate's
week.
gonna Kate when
Yeah.
I do dumb, crazy stuff,
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
had a Kate's gonna Kate that I got in my car to go to Cal's flag football game. The
Okay.
game is a half mile away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
My car has 0 miles left on the fuel.
The worst.
0. And then
Why
I
do
didn't
you
even I'm
do
like,
that?
well, here's the thing. I go, how long's it been on 0? Because I have no I didn't watch it tick down. This might have been on 0 for 50 miles. You know how you think you get more? But I'm like, I might actually run out of gas because I don't know how long it's been on 0.
Yeah, right.
And I told Grace, ooh. And she goes, just go right now. My daughter.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, she's who you need in your life.
I know. What did she also say the other day? She goes, Mom, just get up the second your phone alarm goes off. Just jump out of bed. I was like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Just
Yeah.
scram.
Scram.
But she was like, just go right now. So I was actually like, you know what? I kind of need to because this might actually
Yeah.
like run out.
Yeah.
So I went straight. I made it, but I was like very like, whew,
Mm-hmm.
Kate's going to Kate. But yours, Anne's going to Anne,
Mm-hmm.
You just are going to lose your shit before you have people over. That's just how it is.
Well,
Just
not
accept
even.
it.
Yeah, it's just I'm just going to stress unnecessarily about silly stuff. That's what
And
it is.
our mom's probably listening to this, and we love you. But Cindy's going to Cindy when she's throwing a party.
Totally.
You came by this very honestly.
That's true.
She
Anyways,
throws a great party though. She throws a great party, but just there's a vibe on party day, and you better steer clear. Okay. Should we get into it, or do you want to tease our new segment?
I was going to say, let's go into. I just think that there's a lot going on in the world, and we talked about this.
Mhm.
That it would be really fun to highlight on occasion a story that makes you feel good, and
Mhm.
the segment is everything's not awful.
Everything's not awful.
I like this, especially news has been newsing. So I like the segment.
Yeah,
Everything's
great.
not awful.
So why don't you take it away with our first? Everything's not awful.
I think our sweet spot for this segment should be focused on restoring faith in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, sometimes that's where I get down and out. It's like, oh gosh, people are terrible, and it's like, no, most people are really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first Everything's Not Awful installment is there is a high school volleyball team in Benton, Texas that started going over to the senior citizens home near their high school, and they started a chair volleyball league where everybody sits and they play volleyball.
That's really cute.
They
Just
call
in
themselves the Hit
chairs?
Squad.
In chairs or in
Yeah.
wheelchairs? Are they in actual chairs?
I think because some of them are in wheelchairs that everybody is in chairs.
Okay.
Like if you're in a wheelchair, obviously
You're in a wheelchair, but you can just sit in a regular chair too.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
So they call it the Hit Squad.
Oh, cute.
And then I guess it's turned into a whole thing where then the ladies have been like really following the volleyball team.
Oh,
They go to all the
yes.
games. They bring the signs.
Oh,
It's
my
like become the
gosh.
cutest thing ever. And I'm like, there's a lot of good people in there.
Just the connection of seniors to teens and the feel good on both sides and probably the friendships they're making that unlikely friendships. I love that story.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good
We'll keep
one.
it short and sweet.
I love it.
All right. Let's get into the topic.
Okay. So we obviously, to reiterate, are going to be talking about AI and the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just like to say that I have seen a lot of stuff out there before we jump into kind
Okay.
of the careers that make the most sense right now. We'll keep it
Okay.
simplified. But there's a lot, and because it's hitting my algorithm, there's more and more hitting my algorithm.
Yeah.
But everyone's fear is bubbling to the surface, it seems like right now, because we all felt like we had a lot of time before AI was going to take a lot of our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that it's closer than ever. And in fact, Elon Musk was on a recent interview saying, you have 4 more years to make your wealth, like kind of like a weird stance, but like basically if you don't
Yeah.
if you don't get in with wealth now, or if you don't choose a career path that won't be affected with AI in 4 years is going to kind of take over.
Okay. Here's what changed. Early February, some new models dropped. I think I mentioned this in the AI companion one, but like AI just got way better. That's just the reality. So like on the hockey stick of like, how good is AI? Like when you prompt it and what do you get back? And like, what capabilities does AI have? And like, we are now very actively moving towards like the world of agents, which I think a lot of people like didn't wrap their head around, but it's like, not just AI as a search engine and a chat companion, but AI doing stuff that you could have done. So anyways, some new like agent level tooling dropped February 5th. So we are literally like 1 month into this new world order. But I think the collective started understanding all the things that these agents are actually going to be able to do and had a holy shit moment. Like, and the market got spooked and like, all these different, all over the place, like things are changing. And there's been a lot published in the last month of like, holy shit, it's here.
Well, and a lot of CEOs getting interviewed on how it will change their workforce, and CEOs and many different industries. Like everyone is starting to look at these tools and say, from a business standpoint, how do I cut back potentially on what people are calling quote unquote human tax versus an AI who can do something similar, and I do think there's a lot of human in the loops and things like keeping the humans it's not perfect yet. So it's not there, but it's just the idea of it is like, it's close. It's close.
I do think a little bit right now, it's a little bit hype because these AI companies need to raise money at crazy levels to fund unit economics on the energy side that are still a little bit out of whack.
Right.
So a little bit of it's hype. A little bit of it is CEOs had too many employees and they're going to use this as an excuse to like cut it back.
Right.
And honestly, I don't even know how AI oriented that really is. It's not like the AI took those jobs. It's just, you know what, we did kind of get a little bit bloated here. Like, let me use this opportunity to cut it back.
Like take a look. Yeah.
And I think I think it's still mostly in like a productivity phase, meaning like if you know how to use it, you can get a lot more done. So like a software engineer that's using AI, they're doing the work of more than one person. And I think depending on who you talk to, some people say, oh, it's 20% better, 50% better. Some people say I'm 10x. So, depending on who you ask and probably depending on the scope of what it is, but like you're getting more from less right now as productivity. So of course you need less people.
Yeah.
And then these new agents drop and like, let's just take us, but it's like, we started using AI for legal. We don't use our lawyers much anymore. Right.
Right.
I started now figuring out like the financial analysis side and tools. So instead of me going into an Excel and doing my models to figure out our business, now I'm getting the agent to update all this stuff for us.
100%. I was kind of in this mindset of which we'll get to, because I think it's still very important from a parent perspective. How am I going to guide my kids to the future of AI? Because by the time they get to the workforce, things will look a lot different. I
think it depends how old your kid is too. Like it's different if they're in college now versus elementary school.
100%. And we can kind of break that down. But where I was kind of a little bit getting scared is the right word there, or on the unknown, was how it's going to affect the adults too. I was kind of thinking it from the kid perspective, who not like the people who are already in the workforce. So it's like a little bit, we'll kind of unravel that. But okay, so let's get into what careers make sense now that we know AI is advanced so quickly?
I have a couple.
Okay.
These are the ones they're not going anywhere ever. Like AI is not going to touch skilled trades. This is construction. This is electricians, plumbers, HVAC. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are always going to need a skilled person to come and do a task. And that's a good place to go, especially, you know, depending on your interests and whatever else. But like skilled trades, you're here to stay.
Yeah.
Clinical healthcare. This is like you go in person and you need a nurse, you need, you know, you're taking care of people in a clinical setting.
Right.
They're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Good time to be a nurse.
Yep.
And I think there's sort of this like other category. I call it human connection is the product.
Mm-hmm.
But this is you're a mental health professional. You teach young kids. You know, the human connection is the whole thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, trust as the product, I think you're in deep doo-doo. Like, I think the lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
not that we won't need lawyers, but we just don't need
We were saying paralegals and things that are doing the paperwork stuff, going through the contracts, all of that.
Right. So you'll have, not that lawyers go away, but lawyers get constricted big time because you
Mhm.
just don't need nearly the amount of people. And I think you're going to see that in a bunch of places. You
Right.
just don't need nearly as many people. You still need the person stamping it, editing it,
Mhm.
making sure. But like accounting, there's a bunch here that are like, we just need the guy at the top or the gal at the top.
Mhm.
We don't need the whole team. So if I would not be looking at anything in like financial planning, accounting, like all of that, you're cooked. Sorry to be so negative, but that's just the reality.
Cooked is a little drama. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
I
still
will
think-
say that there are human, to your point, just to reiterate, there are human connections within each of those. You're not saying that. Like you're saying the behind the scenes. So like for instance, for financial planning, there's a whole human connection of like bringing them in, strategy, talking to them about the plan, all of that stuff behind the scenes of somebody who is maybe doing the planning or whatever, like the paperwork behind it and
Yeah.
stuff. That is more what I see kind of immediately.
Well, like let's take sales. You'll still have, especially for enterprise sales, a face-to-face person who's your person
Mm-hmm.
helping you figure out what to do. Like the high-end human connection of a sale will still be there. But behind the scenes, sales operations, all of the like low-end SDR lead generation, back office stuff, cooked.
Yeah.
Fundraising. Like let's just take like I was just at a board meeting for a university, but it's like the fundraising, I just told them everything that's donor facing, it's sales, but it's like you're fine, but everything back office should be automated. So like
Mhm.
think about that as you're like designing your teams and like restructuring. That doesn't necessarily mean fire those people, but like retrain them so that everybody could be donor facing.
Mm-hmm.
I think entrepreneurship is actually going to be fine too. There is just an easier path to create a company than ever before.
Mhm.
You know, I don't need 5 engineers. I can vibe code for a lot of things.
Right. Mhm.
You know, just you can do a lot more with less. So I think you'll get a lot more entrepreneurship. And I think that's a skill set that's going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
I also think being good at AI will stand the test of time. Like in each industry, you become the AI expert. You understand prompting. You understand how it works. You understand model oversight. You understand all the things. Then you actually still have a role
Mm-hmm.
because you will oversee the AI for your specific thing.
And
So I
which
think that's a really
AI to
interesting.
use for individual tasks.
And there's
or
a bunch of
things.
models. Totally. There's a bunch of models.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do you like career-wise, short term? Let's say your kid's in college. Let's start there. So
Okay.
like next couple years coming into the workforce, what do you think?
Well, I kind of like the blend of what you were saying, which I feel like in the immediate is trade skills for sure,
Yeah.
but maybe taking an entrepreneur angle at it. So like still getting the business degree for entrepreneurship or that type of thought process, and then having your own business in a trade skill. I think that feels very solid right now.
Yep.
Would you agree?
Well, and I keep thinking like dentist, vet, like not only are those going to keep going, but there'll be opportunities to build businesses around those types of things too.
Right.
There'll be opportunities to build businesses around construction, which isn't going anywhere.
Right.
So yeah, I like the combination a lot. And I think just in general, that kind of like flexible mindset of like, I have a skill, but I also have skills that I can do different things with it. I think that is powerful.
Yeah. And what do you think about teaching too? You had kind of said the connection. Are you putting that in the connection category? So if you teach young kids or you teach AI to skill sets to people, anything in the teaching world feels
I
like
don't think you have any disruption to teaching for K through 12. I think college is going to go undergo a lot of disruption here.
Yeah.
So we can maybe jump ahead to this. Here's my thought on college, and I have spent some time thinking about it because there's people out there writing stuff like we don't need college at all, and I'm sort of like when I think of my own college experience, the number one thing that I got out of going to a 4-year kind of traditional college experience was that I moved away from my home. I had to figure out how to be an adult. I figured out who I was,
the
That doesn't
growth and
go
social part of it, you mean?
social skills, the independence,
Yeah.
the confidence, the clarity on my personality and like what I like and don't like. Like that doesn't go anywhere. So like I still see tremendous value in get out of your parents' basement and go learn how to live an independent life. And I think this world where parents are paying a ton of money for college for like, let's call it a mid-tier level school. I don't think that makes sense anymore. Like, I think it makes sense to spend a fortune and go top 20 elite school because I just think the network, if the job market shrinks, it's going to be go to tighter schools that you can trust. So I still think the network is worth buying.
That's
in the
just
top 20.
Such a specific group of people, though. That's even possible for.
Exactly. So for the masses, I think you got to be looking at value-oriented education. So these are, like we're from Indiana. I'm involved with Ball State, but like Ball State is a tremendous value if you live in Indiana.
Right. In-state
All
school tuition and
in-state is less than $15,000 a year. And even like cost of living is like crazy affordable. So it's like you're basically going to college for less than 20 grand a year.
Yeah.
If I send my kid out of state to Ball State, or let's take, maybe more realistically, like IU or Michigan, or like they want them to go to a Big Ten school, but I'm out of state, they're paying 60 for the same education, a little bit like, I don't know that that's going to pay off. And then you have a kid with a lot of debt, unless you're loaded and you're paying it off for them. But I'm saying a lot of these kids get these loans for this. And then they're entering a very uncertain job market with like a mid-level university degree.
It's risky,
baby. So I just think I'm thinking more value for it still makes sense, but like I don't want to be saddled with a bunch of debt in a really uncertain economy and with so much disruption coming out. So like I'm thinking a lot about like the price tag of it.
Yeah.
But I still think it's valuable. And I think the best universities will like incorporate so much AI in what it even looks like.
Yeah.
But again, the number one skill is just learn how to be an adult, like so it's still, to me, needs to be in real life. It needs to be away from home,
but in state,
but just at a good price.
Well, do you think that, because it was kind of almost bachelor's degree minimum to get a job when you graduated, like it, easier to get a job back in the day. Do you think that's going away? Do you think that you will have to automatically have a bachelor's degree to just even try to get in the workforce? Or do you see that changing too?
I could see it going more skills based. Like there could be AI certifications. Like I'm hiring because I need someone who really understands these specific things. And so I'm looking for people that have a certain skill set, a little bit more merit based than just blanket bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
But I want a young person who's independent and who can live on their own and like, you know what I mean? So it's like in some ways, I think bachelor's degree starts standing for something a little bit different. And it's probably you're going to need both. You're going to need, I can live on my own and I'm a like responsible young adult. And I actually have these specific hard skills and I can prove it.
Yeah. So what do you see for like middle schoolers now? Do you think middle school, elementary school is different than high school now? Like if your kids are in high school and you're thinking about college, you have a little bit more time if they're middle school, elementary school, but not a ton of time. What are you thinking in that space?
There are still these, and this is sort of like whether you're in early college, let's say you're freshman, sophomore, or you're in high school, there's visibility on like what careers are going to be popping still, I think, in the next 5 to 10 years, let's say, even less. I think you're going to still see a bunch of cybersecurity that's popping. There's AI is creating more demand, not less. That's a good one. Energy, climate. I mean, we got to power this AI somehow. We're doing data center stuff, but then there's also still just a lot of money in like climate tech. So I think just like energy, climate is still very juicy. And that would be a good place to look. Engineering, but honestly, like civil engineering versus electric or like, I just think we don't need software engineers at nearly the same rate. So I'm like thinking that, you know, if you're elite and you understand AI, it could be good, but there's that you're going to have major constriction on software engineering, I think. But like, I was talking to my husband who's a civil engineer. He's like, we're not going anywhere because it's super regulated. We have a lot of physical world. It's almost like more construction, you know?
Right.
Like it's still part of that building process. So they're fine.
Yeah.
I think, and this is just like a get higher level, but like, as I think about like middle school, high school, it's like, systems thinking, like who can orchestrate the AI, who can critically think and code. And like coding to me is sort of the same about like I'm building a system, I'm building the rules, I'm building the workflows. It's not one career, but I just think like skill set wise, AI orchestration is going to be critical. So like in high school, I'd love to see classes teaching AI workflows. And
I think that will definitely change soon.
I do too. Well, and like my son is taking an AI coding class. He's in first grade.
Yeah.
But he was just excited about that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these are the kinds of skills. And maybe we'll get into a little bit more of like, what is my kid, like, how can I teach him the skills? But that kind of thing where they learn how to think, not just, not just produce, but like actually orchestrate all the AI.
Right.
And then beyond that, it's really freaking hard to tell.
What about sales? Because we do say there is an aspect of the connection. Like, will we always need somebody to sell the product? It's a lot of the personal connection and bringing them in. So I think that will be necessary.
Yeah. You'll still need the person face to face on the enterprise sale.
Yeah.
But you won't need a lot of the back office people. And here's what's confusing. And I do not think we have this figured out. But like, how do we get people that are well equipped to be the frontline salespeople if all the beginner jobs to get up there are no longer needed?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And like, I look at my own career path right out of school. I was a financial analyst at an investment bank. And that role is pretty much not needed. Consultants, sorry, but you're cooked. It's like all these great jobs that made sense are constricting. It doesn't mean they're going away. You still need that top level investment banker and consultant, but the path to get there goes away. That's a confusing world where it's like, well, how do I become that thing? And it's like, I don't know.
I spent my whole career in sales building up to then manage sales teams, So like, how do you become the director level or management of a sales team if you didn't have those? Yeah, that's very interesting.
Right. And it's like enterprise sales is usually the top of the peak in sales. Usually you start as like a lead generator, SDR, and then you do little accounts and medium accounts and big accounts. But if we really don't need at least small and back office, how do you ever become a mid-level or enterprise salesperson? So I think there's going to be a lot of change in terms of like, one, how many jobs are available. Those are constricting. That doesn't
Mhm.
mean they're going away. It just means there are fewer opportunities. And then how do you get to the high level, which is still needed, but when there's no ladder? I
Right.
think that's kind of like, we don't know yet. That's the reality. And I have a feeling because we have workforces with a lot of skills, that's going to be extremely challenging for new entrants for a while.
Mhm.
So like if my kid was in middle school, I probably would not push him into sales or law or consulting or anything that makes sense at the high level but not the low level,
Well, and
because there's
marketing, put marketing in that, and like graphic design and creativity. Like you right now, you still need marketing's kind of that same thing. You need the
it
high
is.
level marketing, but there's strategy. You can pull up marketing like they're building out
But you know,
campaigns. All of that can be automated now.
I still think creative direction, like
Mhm.
the taste, the orchestration of the AI is helpful. And I do think there's like in every industry, there's like this new skill set of
Mhm.
like, what are the latest and greatest tools and how do I think through how to use AI and how do I orchestrate the agents of marketing? And like, if you can learn that skill, you can become very valuable in the new world order.
Yeah.
And that's not just for marketing, that's for anything. If
Mhm.
that's true for accounting, that's true, but basically like take a business segment. You almost need to become an AI expert or you need to
Mhm.
be at the top.
Yeah.
So maybe that is the only entry for some of these spots. If that's your passion and you're trying to figure out how to get in, I'm just like, okay, well then double down hard on AI skills.
Mhm.
I also think a pretty safe industry is like CPG, but any physical products, that's just harder to disrupt. And I was talking to my buddy Kyle last night who works at Clorox, and he's like, change is going to be very slow for us.
Mhm.
We're fairly optimized on the manufacturing of these products,
Mhm.
and we just move at a glacial pace because we got, literally tens of thousands of employees.
Mhm.
And I told him I wouldn't be so confident. I think, segment by segment, you're going to see constriction in each of your business units, not at the manufacturing side,
Right.
but on your, finance teams, accounting teams. And he goes, it's going to go slow,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you're right. Like big companies are going to go slower.
Mhm. Well, I just think because we're in the tech space and you always have been in the tech space the last, over a decade, you are seeing people move quicker with AI internally
Yeah.
because they're on the cusp. They're the
Right.
ones ready for this. They're the ones who have been thinking and having the knowledge of AI for years.
Hmm.
There are, industries that are super old school. I mean, I worked in the liquor business for a very long time, and we were picking up physical checks not long ago instead of automated even payments. Like it's so glacial, or it's like
Totally.
ancient in the way some of these larger corporations in different industries work, that I do think those, to his point, they will go slower for sure, just
For
because
sure.
they're that's who they are.
Mm.
But it will
Well,
change
and
over time.
yeah, and instead of being, Elon Musk's 4 years, it's probably 10 years
Mhm.
realistically before some of those big industries but I guarantee every executive at all of those companies are getting pushed nothing other than AI automation for bit by bit by bit by bit by bit.
Mhm.
And each of them will go slow because it's enterprise sales cycles that take years,
Well, and I
but they'll
know
get there.
AI is moving quickly. So this is not all like doom and gloom. It's just be aware of the change and grow with it. Because
Hmm.
there are industries years ago that went away because of innovation. Like this is
Yeah.
not a new concept. And people then had to pivot, what they then majored in or what they specialized in.
Yeah. When the internet came out, think how much different the world is.
100%. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that have changed over time. This just feels like it's going to happen a lot quicker. So people just need to adapt quicker than they're comfortable with. That's all.
When I said for a long time, every company is a tech company. I
Mhm.
don't care if you're Clorox, you're a tech company.
Mhm.
That's how you run your business now,
Right.
you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just think this is, again, everybody's a tech company, everybody's an AI company. A construction company is an AI company in the way that you're going to bid out work, not the actual putting brick on a brick, but like the workflows will all automate in the same way. Like this will touch literally every single job in the whole world. You're a
Yeah.
mental health worker, you're a nurse, you're a how you work, your tooling
Mm-hmm.
will change dramatically in the next couple of years.
Well, and I think the pivot too will, like, the pendulum always goes too far and then comes back a little bit, right? So, like, for instance, therapy. We were talking about how people are using ChatGPT, Claude, and all these things for online therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I think at a certain point, it may go too far where people are doing that, but then they'll want the human connection again, So I think it will come back a little bit in some of those spaces where it's like, okay, this is really good for a lot of things that you can have access at your fingertips to finding out and research and knowledge of what's going on, even with your own body and things that are beyond WebMD that would just scare you and come up with one conclusion, you're going to die. Like it's, I think that the human connection part of everything will come back a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's kind of like,
that's what I hope for.
Well, even in tech, it's sort of like people are almost sick of how much tech they're consuming, and a lot of people are opting for less.
Right. Yeah.
It's sort of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also, though, I do think of this, like, I forget if it was like a New Yorker cartoon, but it was like a guy talking to a horse, and he goes, "Don't worry, buddy. We're not going to replace you with the car. We're just going to make you supercharged," or something like this. I'm butchering it, but the point is, no, the car was a stair step that changed everything in a fundamental way, right? We no longer rode horses.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, and I am in tech and I am seeing it, and like, but I think we are at that moment where this is more than AI will make you a little more productive.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tectonic shift in we don't need that anymore because now we'll just use these agents to do that work. So I just think there's a lot of people out there that want to go, no, it's just like a slightly marginally better search engine. This is a slightly better information center. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Right.
This is a car replacing a horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's still a lot we haven't figured out. And the energy is a big one. So,
well, let's move to how do I teach my kids AI skills they will need? Because I think that is the underline is that seems to be leading the charge. If your kids are learning AI in many different ways, they're going to be ahead of the game or flowing with it.
One thing I thought was so smart about Calvin's like AI coding class, they're not teaching them to code, they're teaching them to prompt actually.
Interesting.
Like he's learning how to use tools to create what he wants by using the language that gets the code. So we don't need to teach coding anymore, but we do need to teach prompting still. And I actually think thinking about where can you get prompting skills is really powerful. How can your kids get the skills? This is a new skill. And a good prompt and a bad prompt are a world apart. I think too, reinforcing over and over and over, AI makes mistakes. How do you fact check the work? Like,
right.
How do you go to the link and double check it? How do you make sure you're not blindly trusting this thing? That goes to another one of mine, which is like people need to understand how AI actually works. They need to understand machine learning. And Google has the coolest thing. If you haven't checked this out, just go to Teachable Machine. We'll put the link in the show notes here. Okay. But what this basically does is it teaches you how to create a machine learning model. And you can create your own model. Kids can do this. So they can say, I'm going to create a model that tells the difference between me and Anne. And I'd upload a bunch of pictures of me. You'd upload a bunch of pictures of you. We'd train it. And then going forward, it could tell if it was you or me. You could do this for, let's train this on our flowers in the backyard. And then it will be able to tell what flower.
Interesting.
Or what TV show I'm watching, or find something that's interesting for your kids, but like have them build a model, a training model, so that you can kind of start to understand how it knows. Like, how is it smart? It's smart because we trained it. Right. And how do we train it? We trained it just like this. I think that's so cool.
I think that's great for adults too, who don't know AI. I mean, I'll do it too. It's great.
I know. So like go make a model today and then you can download the model and use it somewhere else. So like, let's say you were making a software or video game or whatever, but it's like you train your model, then you can download that and use it. And people are building the coolest things. So like someone's dad was paralyzed and they trained a model to be able to turn on the light when he hums. And they like just created the ruling to
Wow.
go, is it a hum or is it not a hum? And is it a specific hum that means I want the lights on?
Mm-hmm.
And then when this happens, then do this thing,
Very cool.
Very cool. Or like one of them was like, identify my dog walking up to the dog door and then unlatch it, right? So it basically opens the door automatically for a dog.
For just
But
that
make sure
dog,
for
though.
just that dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And you start to understand like how robots work and like how you can, I don't know, but I think there's something foundational about like understanding how this all goes down.
100%. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Another thing I love is Scratch. So MIT has a program called Scratch. It is really for kids. This is what Cal is using in his AI coding class.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing if you're like elementary, middle school level, but you can basically, it's an easy way to like write games. So like basically download this, have Ace start playing around with Scratch. He'll figure it out quickly.
I'm sure,
But
probably
you
even
can,
before I would.
for sure. But it's
Yeah.
like you can create characters, you can like write steps for your anyways, it's just like a really good training ground.
Okay.
So just all parents just download Scratch.
Mm-hmm.
It's free, and then have your kids start messing with it. The other thing is like have them do it with AI and then have them do it manually and then have them compare the answers. I think that's so cool.
I love that. So even like homework right now.
Yeah.
Write the paragraph, the summary, whatever it is yourself, and then prompt it with AI.
Yeah.
I
or
love
just
that.
like you need to write a paragraph on, Amelia Earhart. You write it and then let's have Claude write it and let's compare them. And then like look at how good yours was versus theirs and like where did the AI miss?
Mm-hmm.
Where was the AI's better than yours?
Mm-hmm.
Like understanding those nuances I think is like really helpful.
Yeah.
And then I think just like speaking about AI in a way that makes it feel like it's enhancing their ability to think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's depressing if we start talking about it in a way of like, you won't need these skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you still need to be able to think,
Right.
But like, how can you use AI to like superpower yourself?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I just think, again, the younger generation is going to grow up with AI and they are going to use it just like their everyday. It will just be like secondhand nature, right? Like they will absolutely be able to adapt and they will have great careers because they'll just grow up knowing how AI works and how they can utilize it to their benefit. I think the people who are a little scared right now is us, who our generation, who's still trying to figure it out or knows how it works, but we're already in our career. So we're thinking, oh, did I choose something that is going to be affected or not? And how do I pivot at this age? And I think that we shouldn't be projecting the scared anxiety of AI on our kids because they'll probably use it in such a great way.
I will plug a buddy of mine runs Masterclass, and they just launched an AI college course, which is nothing other than a bunch of classes to learn how to reskill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are unfortunately in a job that's constricting and you lose your job in the next couple of years, this is a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
It's like retrain yourself. And it is, I don't want to like lack empathy for this. This is going to be painful for, your middle of your career. You spend a bunch of time learning something that's kind of no longer needed. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I had a moment a couple weeks ago where I was like, oh God, this is going to hurt for a lot of people. And I think that's kind of the like, save your money. There are people that are going to be unemployed and their skill set.
Yeah.
There's no jobs for that anymore, and all you can do is stay adaptable, retrain, try to stay positive, like find the spaces, but like if you get laid off, become the AI expert so that you are more able to go get a job somewhere else. But Masterclass has it's a good place to start if you're trying to like reskill.
Yeah. Good resource.
Okay. You want to move to obsessions?
Yeah. Let's move.
Okay. What do you got?
Well, my obsession is another hot topic that I get friends and people DMing me about that we have covered before is the microplastics and how, plastics are seeping into things and how we're handling that. And we brought this up a few podcasts ago. So anyways, in the process of learning more and educating myself, I had plastic kid plates that I was still using because I still have a 3-year-old and they break things. So I've pivoted now. So Corel has a brand, or is a brand that's well known, but they have these glass plates. They're almost like bowl plates. It's like a combination. And I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that they're bowl plates. They have different versions, but I'll link the bowl plates. I love them. They're glass. They're pretty durable. Like it's hard to break these.
You can't break them.
I'm sure my kids could put it to the test, but we have dropped them and they haven't broken yet. Okay. So they're very durable and still feel good about my 3-year-old using it.
Yeah.
And I can put hot food on them and not think about my kids getting plastic in their food. So
right, like reheating in the microwave.
Exactly.
Said, like, no plastic in the microwave.
Exactly. So even when I had hot food, after our conversations and learning more, I was having a hard time putting hot food on their plate to serve them because I felt like it was like seeping in. So and they're not very expensive. So you can go online. I've seen them a couple of different places, but the most inexpensive I've seen is at Target. There's a 2-pack for like $12. So I went out and just got 6 new plates and we are loving it. And I've even used them. We have plates for Phil and I, but the bowl plate shape I've just found to be so beneficial for so many different types of food.
I think I would like that just for myself.
They're great. They're great.
I will say we got rid of all our plastic cups, kind of along the same lines. And we weren't like heating them up in the microwave, but we were dishwashing them and they were getting hot in there.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, I don't know. So we just threw them all out. So now we use glass. My kids are a little older, so that's fine.
Well, we have some stainless steel cups that we have replaced and they actually attach to the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
So they're cleanup wise, I love it because they can just keep them out and I can wash them every few days, or every day, depending on what, if they're just drinking water. But Lily can go up and just fill hers up.
Get her own.
So I'll link those as well.
Those are cute. Magnetic glasses where the kids can always get water.
And they're not plastic and they're cute.
Yeah. Okay. We got a new wooden birdhouse that the kids painted. It's so stinking cute. So one of the art projects this weekend is Grace really took the lead. Cal did 2 little strokes and was over it, but really cute birdhouse. And we put it out back and we all have, tell me you're old without telling me you're old, but become really obsessed with watching birds eat. While we're eating, it's right outside our dinner table.
Yeah.
But it's so sweet. And the kids, Cal's role is to keep seed in it. It's just become a whole thing, but we got a new one because the old one just got battered and was looking shabby. And
what so did you build the birdhouse too and then paint it, or you just bought the built birdhouse but painted it?
Well, it was funny. I think Chris, it was kind of cute. He goes, I'm gonna pick out a new birdhouse. And I was nervous. I was like, does he understand the assignment? I kept being like, I don't want one with a little hole where the birds go in there and God knows what in there.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see. He's like, Kate, I get it. And then he got the birdhouse. I think he thought he was going to assemble it. And he was like, Calvin, come help me assemble it. And he pulls it out. It's fully assembled. He goes, I guess that's done. But it's the perfect birdhouse. It's big and wooden and you can see in it. And I was like, okay, Chris, I'm sorry. You did understand the assignment.
I love that.
Yeah. And then Grace painted it and now it's hung and it's adorable.
I love that.
So we're birdhouse people.
Well, I love the bird feeder, and it just reminded me of this reel I saw that I was dying because we have a bird feeder outside our house too. And it said, one day you're cool, or one day you're in the club having fun, and the next day you're sitting there spotting tufted titmus at your bird feeder. It's a type of bird.
I think it's tufted titmouse, isn't it?
Is it? Not those tufted titmus. I don't know. Maybe that means I'm still cool. But I was sitting there and Phil knew the type of bird. And so I just started laughing. I was like, oh man, we're there. We're no longer cool.
We're identifying birds years old.
Exactly. Oh, anyways. Well, that's a great obsession.
All right. Sweet. Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap, baby.
All right. Please review us, share us, tell your group chat. We appreciate it. Follow us on all the things.
We're cooked. We're out of here.
All right. Lilas.
Lilas.